Although we've just finished up the annual liaison meeting with the Compliance Division, the MACPA State Tax Committee, here on Monday, September 20th at 9 a.m. We were introduced by Brian Lutters, our committee chairman, to the state officials. Those that are in attendance were Sharon Bernardi, director of the Compliance Division, and her deputy director, Daniel Riley, as well as some assistant directors, Lynn Hall, Robert Scher, and Ben Miller, as well as some people from the Audit Division, Betty Scott and Tom Tartle, Dave Fallon, the Assistant Chief Auditors, as well as some individuals from Hearing and Appeals, Deborah Gorman and Charles Zephyr. Brian introduced us as well as thanked the individuals in attendance and their assistance in putting this together, as well as being so accessible to us during the year for our taxpayers as well as for their representatives. The state members went into some summaries. They had some items on their agenda. The first and foremost, they discussed the MITS program, which is about a year or so into the progress. They started out, they said that this is going very well, that this should also intensify collection proceedings and compliance as well from taxpayers in Maryland. Currently, this year there was about $47 million that was taken in by the state of Maryland, $67 million overall, and initially this was budgeted over the first 3 years to collect about $87 million. So they're about 75–80% coverage of the collection that they thought that they would get over a 3-year period in just a little over a year. They also mentioned that there would be a large data warehouse as a part of this program. Currently it only holds federal IRS data, but over the next 6 months they are going to start to slowly input state information from different divisions. And that should be a manual process over the next 6 months. Again, over the next year or two, this is going to take significant resources from the state as far as time and money. And they said that should be about 1 to 2 years, with an additional 1 to 2 years after that of smaller resources. So we're looking at additional 3 to 4 years of implementations for this MITS progress. They also went into the Maryland State Amnesty program and how that actually was last October. They initially budgeted about $16 million for this amnesty program. They actually took in about $30 million with $10 million in collections. They're waiting for a final report, which should be due in the next month or two, on how the overall outcome of the program, I guess, happened as far as their expectations. They also had an update on court cases, recently settled court cases over the last year. Those to be of interest was the John Hopkins A&A case, as well as the hot air balloon A&A case. Feel free to go out on their website to check out that information. They also responded to some questions from the committee, which included a breakdown of the current auditors. There's currently about 60 to 70 auditors on staff at the state of Maryland, 18 in income tax, 11 in motor fuels, 6 in tobacco, and roughly about 35 in sales tax. Overall, about 16 of those auditors have less than 2 years of experience, including 6 in the sales tax division. They currently budgeted about 1,300 audits for this year, which the 93% of those are complete. Some other news and notes. Someone had asked about why smaller companies are currently being audited. They had mentioned that the state is not targeting smaller companies. However, due to the decrease in economic downturn, there's been a rise in level of complaints, which companies looking for a level playing field with their competitors. So the state has to look at every single complaint for its validity. Dave Fallon also introduced and said that there's a new Form 500A on the corporate income tax side, which is accessible on the Maryland State website, and also addressed that regulations as needed are being addressed. Specifically discussed today was the solar panel exemption, and they said that if there's any additional regulations that should be looked at, please address those with the state officials accordingly. That should sum up the meeting. If there's any questions, please submit those to the Maryland or MACPA State Tax Committee. Thank you.